Welcome to the Leetist podcast. I'm Kenny once again. Joining me as usual is the Siffle to my Ollie, Tim Knowles.
Aw, I'm Siffle. I'm Tim.
And if you are wondering, yes, I have decided that at the beginning of every show, I'm going to insert a very obscure reference and try to get them more obscure as we go.
I'm gonna always pretend that I know what you're talking about.
All right. With me, as usual, is Ryan.
I have no Siffle or Ollie. I'm Ryan.
They were sock puppets, if you remember.
From what?
The Siffle and Ollie show, of course.
Oh,
I was thinking like Muhammad Ali, and I'm trying to think who Siffle is.
Muhammad and Ollie, yeah.
Who the hell is this?
Yes, we have a fourth chair today. Isaac is joining us.
Hello.
Hello, Isaac.
Isaac.
Isaac is the brother of Tim.
hey.
Isaac.
Hey, wait, I am?
That's what I think. I was
That's
told
the latest in gaming news.
And actually,
There we
Isaac is my best friend today because he told me I heard through the grapevine that you took my side on the bullshit minigame debate that someone happened to bring the whole entire Nintendo emulator inside of Animal Crossing. And yeah,
look, I clarified with our judge beforehand that this was acceptable.
Well, yeah, I heard that Isaac was on my side on that one because that was
I take
bogus.
full blame for how bad you lost.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
there you go.
Yeah, Isaac.
Kenny, I'm always on your side.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear that. And Isaac is visiting this week and hopping in to have some fun with us, play some games about games, which is what we do here. If you want to send us your suggestions for games about games, your own trivia, your own debate topics, theleetistpod at gmail.com, at theleetist on Twitter. Isaac will be our special guest today. Isaac worked at Epic Games for 4.5 years and is about to start a new position at Warner Interactive, I understand. Can you give us a brief, like what you do?
Sure. So, at Epic, I was a data analyst for several years before moving into product management. And I did a lot of work around Fortnite. I did a lot of gameplay analytics around Fortnite, which meant that I was spending a lot of time helping out the balance team on that game.
Tiny little game.
Yeah, it's a little game.
I'm sorry, that's
And,
Fortnite?
I believe you're saying that correctly. It's fork
knife.
Fork knife. All right, fork knife. I gotta look that up, man. Yeah, that's obscure.
And I'm joining Warner Interactive, kind of a new cool position. I won't say too much about it, but I'm pretty excited to make this transition. So
Nice.
I'm really happy to be here and really happy to get to hang out with you guys for a couple hours.
Heck yeah.
Awesome. I hope you brought your game face because we play games here. And I
Excellent.
think on the docket today, we have another Are You Smarter Than Elite Gamer made by Ryan.
That's how it goes.
I'm pretty excited about that. I really enjoyed Ryan's trivia last week, so,
Yeah.
Sometimes I trivia well. I don't know.
Isaac being the guest, we have to throw him into a debate war against me.
good.
And then I think Tim also has a brand new game that he made up, which sounds very fun to me.
Yeah, I'm excited.
As far as news stuff that's going on, there isn't much right now post E3, I guess. I did just read before we started about that new Dungeons & Dragons game and the awful reviews it's getting. I think that's one of the lowest reviews I've seen IGN give in quite a while.
Man.
Wait, what new Dungeons & Dragons game? I don't even know. What is this?
Yeah.
Do you remember Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance? Remember that game way back in the day, like the PlayStation 2, had this hack and slash game. And they reprised this IP as Dark Alliance, but man, it is getting ripped apart in reviews. And you get to play as, and I need to know the pronunciation of this character. Drizzit or Dritzt?
It's Drizzed.
Yeah.
Pronounced like D-R-I-S-S-T. Drizzed. Only with a little extra zing in there.
You see, you get to play as that character, and they couldn't make that game good.
Yeah, I got a 4 out of 10 from IGN. And,
oh, my God.
Yeah, being a D&D DM myself on a weekly basis, I wasn't sure what to hope for with that game, but I thought it might be cool. But it doesn't sound like it's going to be too great. I might give it a pass.
That's a little unfortunate.
Is it like bugs or is it like
Yes.
It's everything.
itself?
Yeah.
It's everything combined. I heard
Everything.
It's very buggy. I think the level design is the only thing that our people are kind of giving a little praise for, but it seems like the gameplay, like after you play the first level, you pretty much played the whole game. It's
Yeah,
like that repetitive.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a shame, man, because I really want to sink my teeth into another Dungeons and Dragons kind of style game that's not, the Baldur's Gate 3 or what have you. But it's unfortunately it's just not been getting the greatest reviews. And but the plus
there's
side
always
is
actual Dungeons and Dragons.
now that's true. The plus side is it's on Game Pass, so it's free for those who have Game Pass.
Well, I love Baldur's Gate 3, and I cannot wait until they release the rest of the full game because it's in early access right now, which is Act 1. But I still got like 40 hours out of Act 1, so
Does
the
that
full
fall-
game will
Kidding
probably
me.
be like
Jesus,
100.
Does that?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, does that fall in your category of like, oh my god, you made me pay $60 for a game that's not even done yet?
I personally don't much like the idea of early access games that you have to pay full price for. I think, but I guess it makes sense. Like if you're that willing to, I mean, what do? Do you charge people the rest of the money when the game is done? You know what I mean? Like that.
Well, that's a different case, right? Because Baldur's Gate is actually not the full game, but then there's other early access games that are the full game. They're just going through lots of polish, like Hades, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It was that way.
So this one is just Baldur's Gate 3 is just Act 1, I believe, of Baldur's Gate 3, and they still haven't given anything else addition to that, but it costs $60.
So you're gonna have to pay more money when the game is finished.
No.
Okay.
But
They did add the druid class.
See, that's
But,
the
I
difference
mean-
between Baldur's Gate and Final Fantasy VII, because you are going to have to pay more money by the time that game is finished.
Correct, but Final Fantasy VII Remake is also an all-encompassed story in one, whereas you're getting like one act of Baldur's Gate right now, and that came out a year ago, so we haven't even gotten a second act, third act, nothing from this team.
Yeah. I will argue with Tim till the day I die that Final Fantasy VII Remake is a full game, but whatever. We won't get into that again. The only other thing that's really I've been seeing in the news is that
It's
whole
a full bad game.
is that whole Kojima nonsense, blue box gaming conspiracy.
Oh yeah, that's worth talking about for sure.
Can you explain this
like a crash
as if
course
I-
here?
like as I'm a child? Because
ELI 5.
I have
Okay.
no idea what the heck is going on here.
So, do you remember PT?
I always have PTSD, but yes, PT. Yes.
PT was a playable teaser on the PlayStation years and years ago before Kojima left Konami, and it turned out to be this whole like mindfuck thing where they finally revealed that it was going to be a new Silent Hill game called Silent Hills with Kojima and Guillermo del Toro creating it, with and that was supposed to have Norman Reedus in it before Death Stranding was a thing. So now this trailer came out called Abandoned was the game, and it's just like didn't look like much. It was just like a guy walking through some woods, and it's a PlayStation studio that no one's ever heard of. It had like a Kickstarter years ago that didn't make much money. Maybe it wasn't years. It was just like maybe a year or two ago. But then there's a bunch of clues that people are putting together. Like you translate this guy's name, and it comes out to Hideo. Norman Reedus had like a Turkish flag on his suit in that new Death Stranding director's cut trailer, and this is a Turkish studio. There's a million other things that I'm just not thinking of right now, but the evidence is pretty compelling.
So it is looking pretty much like this is Kojima, doing a thing.
I don't know. I think the name thing and the flag thing are pretty too compelling. But I mean, if you look at that Reddit post, there is a giant list of things that if you were to read it, you'd be like, yeah. If it is not him, and this is just like internet nerds that found all of these coincidences, it's going to be hilarious and fascinating. Honestly,
I think it's amazing. If it's not like after all this hoopla, if it's not actually Kojima, I mean, it's just going to be the mother of all disappointments.
Yeah, maybe for some people. I think it's going to be hilarious. I don't know.
Do people really think Kojima's? Does he do that a lot? Like, does he like go like, oh, I'm going to put this really big Easter eggs somewhere
Yes.
and make people try to decode that this is actually something else.
Yeah, all the shit he did before Metal Gear Solid 5 is very similar to this. Like, man, I can't remember. He had like a doctor that was, they said was a real doctor who did head transplant, or was experimenting with some like brain surgery head transplant thing that he said had nothing to do with the game, that was like popping up in these weird places. I don't know. There's a whole list of shit he did there too that seems very much like this as well. That I can't remember.
This seems as convoluted as a Kojima game plot.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's fucked up.
Yeah, look, I mean, like, all power to people, like, if they're really, stoked about these things. I just, for me, it's just, I assume that there's just, I mean, if Kojima's going to release a new game, he's still working apparently on Death Stranding, so
It seems like it.
Yeah, I don't really know if he'd be working on another game, but maybe, who knows?
But even him, like, having any kind of like good favor with Konami again would be a big story. But I don't know.
Yeah.
That's all I got for news, though, and I don't know anything else that's going on this week, so we can talk about what we're playing, I suppose. And mine isn't very exciting because I've been mostly playing ESO again. Oh, but I do have some news for Tim. I did play the first 20 or so minutes of Chrono Trigger last night.
Get the hell out of here! Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, that's nice. You hung out in like Lean Square and met Marley and stuff.
Yes, I did that. I was up late editing, and then I popped in for maybe 20, 30 minutes. I made it to the Fair's transport teleporter gone wrong and ended up in the new world, did some combat over there, and got to that castle in the woods there, and that's where I'm at.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Well, that's very exciting.
How the heck did that take you 20 minutes to get to that point?
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing.
Like, what did you skip like everything in that fair? Like,
I did no. I just didn't talk about all of it, but I did a bunch of fair. Yeah, I drank a bunch of beers, to gather up tokens. I went in the haunted house. I picked the guy from Biggs Wedge
There's
and
no way
Pierre,
that took
or
you
whatever
20
his name
minutes.
is. Yeah,
there's no way.
Yeah,
I mean, there's so much to do in that spot. I mean, like, even the robot thing, which is probably the most like dumb thing that I enjoyed so much.
Weren't we arguing about time last time? I think Kenny's just got a weird perspective on time.
No,
he was talking about how, after a couple of hours, you can get good at Bloodborne. That's what he said last time.
No, we were talking about how long it took you to get to Gascoigne and beat him, and I stand by the fact that, I mean, how long did that take you?
Probably 10 hours?
10 hours?
I don't know. You explore the area for the first time and find your way around and also die a lot. It takes a really long time.
I did all that. I just didn't talk about all the shit I did at the fair, but I did a bunch of the fair stuff, and I explored.
I think it took you longer than 20 minutes, but in your mind, you're just thinking it was 20 minutes.
I'm just calling you out on your 20-minute time.
I just wish you weren't a liar.
I said 20, 30.
Stop. Yeah, 30 yeah, that extra 10 minutes.
Oh, I thought you guys were making fun of me because it actually took shorter than that.
No,
I'm so confused.
No.
I'm totally out of it. I don't know.
I was like, how the hell did you do that in 20 minutes? Like, that
I don't know.
like...
I felt like just like the portal scene was about 10 minutes
Yeah.
long.
Yeah,
You can't skip
exactly.
that fast through the conversation.
Maybe my brain was fried from listening to your guys' voices for 5 hours.
So how do you pronounce the nerdy girl with glasses? How do you pronounce her name?
Ooh, that's it. Yeah.
It's a trivia question for you.
She's the teleporter one, right?
It's spelled Lucca.
I thought in my mind it was Luca, like Luca Brasi.
What do you think? What do you think, Ryan?
I always said like Lucia. Like, I always thought it was Lucia.
What about you, Eyes?
I think I always was like Luca.
See, I thought it was Lucha. Wow, that was a lot of different opinions. I had to say that woman's name.
Or we could just call her Bulma, because essentially that's what she is.
She does look like Bulma. That is very true.
She's Bulma from Dragon Ball Z. Like, literally, that's what she is, because she's a
Chrono is kind of Vegeta looking too. So
yep.
Or not Vegeta, Goku.
Yeah,
only red hair instead of black.
But no, it's man, the beginning to that game is so well done. Like, it just gets you right into that game. It does not it doesn't linger. It's like, here's a festival. Oh, by the way, time travel machine. Here we go.
yeah, it was pretty interesting. I was pretty intrigued to see what I knew. Like, right when that machine came up, that something was going to go haywire. So, Tim, what have you been playing?
So I finished up a little bit more of Destroy Humans, and then I kind of got tired of that. And then I think I actually loaded up this war of mine because we were talking about it last week and it got me thinking about it. I put it up on Switch because it was on sale for super cheap. I started playing it and it was really depressing, so I stopped playing.
Yeah, you're talking about not being in the mood for disco, so you want to just throw in.
I don't
this
know,
war of
man.
mine.
It just happened. So, anyways, I got back on Steam and I was just looking at some games because I had a Humble Bundle subscription for a year, where I just got tons and tons of games. Thank you, Isaac, for that wonderful Christmas gift. And they just filled up my Steam library with a bunch of games that I haven't really looked through completely yet. So every now and then I'll just randomly click on a game in my Steam library and go, "Hey, what's that?" And I came across a game called Dandara: Trials of Fear, and
Sounds familiar.
it came out in 2018. It's a Brazilian developer, I think, and it's about it's very, very loosely based on, I think, on a Brazilian important figure, whether mythological or real. I don't know. I haven't looked deep enough into it. But anyways, it's this super awesome platformer that doesn't look like it's gotten a ton of attention on Steam. I mean, it's got 414 reviews. But it's a Metroidvania. It's a platformer. It's really unique. You don't actually walk like left and right, up, down, jump kind of thing. It's just each surface has something you basically jump to. So every white surface in the game is something that you can angle your jump towards and then jump to that. And you could just rapidly jump around.
Different conclusions you can jump to. Sorry, I had to
Exactly. No, and it's actually it's turned into quite the challenging game too. It's got bosses and stuff, and it's been really fun. It's both difficult, but not that kind of difficult that's gotten really popular recently, where it's hard and also punishes you for doing poorly. This is the kind of game that's just hard and then doesn't punish you. So, that's kind of rare, I feel like, nowadays.
Right on. What year is that from?
2018. I definitely recommend it. If you like platformers, you like Metroidvanias, check out Dandara. Dandara, Trials of Fear.
Dundarian. Oh, right. Isaac, you're in between jobs right now. Do you find yourself getting into any games?
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing a ton of WoW Classic.
Oh,
Burning
nice.
Crusade launched a few weeks ago, or however many weeks ago. And so I've been reliving the good old days in that. I heard Tim mention it on the last episode, rather. And, that he only got to level 40. And I hadn't really thought about that before, but I was kind of the same way. I think I hit max level on vanilla only right before the expansion dropped. And so I never realized how much of my old classic experience was really the Burning Crusade. And so the experience has been awesome, and I've been so impressed about how good that expansion was and how great they did at tying the different professions together compared to the original version of WoW, the reputation systems they had set up. So anyway, I've been just healing my way through to level 70 and having a great time doing it.
What do you
Nice.
think the rationale, why do people kind of clamor? Is it really just for the nostalgia, or is there something mechanically in the game that is just this is more fun than playing present day WoW?
I think that, what?
Nothing. Go ahead. I was ready with an answer, but you go right ahead because he's talking to you.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, this is addressed to anyone who's
look,
played this one. But
I don't think it's. Look, I think nostalgia gets you into a game that you used to play, but it's not what retains you in a game, right? In order for you to keep playing a game, you've got to have fun. You can't be chasing a dragon. You have to actually be killing a dragon and having fun with it. And I think that the Burning Crusade hits those buttons. Yeah, I mean, I had a great time playing with Tim, for example, when when it came out. We played for literal days of our lives.
For an entire summer, it was every night from 6 p.m. to 4 in the morning.
It was amazing. We had a great time, but in the end, Tim's not playing, and I'm still on. I don't know anybody else who's playing. I don't know them personally anyway, and I'm having a great time just leveling my priest and re-experiencing it. And I think the other cool thing is that I come back to WoW Classic as someone who, by this point, has played WoW for, I mean, probably more than a half a year of my life, right? So I'm much better at it now than I used to be. So when I go back and play the Burning Crusade, like I'm enjoying it more. It doesn't feel like as much of a grind. It doesn't feel as difficult, and I'm really like seeing like how good it is compared to vanilla.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think it's nostalgia brings you in, but it doesn't keep you.
I actually did play a good amount of classic WoW last year with the Paladin, and I can't remember off the top of my head what level
Played
I
a
got
paladin,
I have a Paladin in classic,
alliance freak.
Alliance.
and it's my main in main WoW as well. I love playing the Paladin. Actually, it's very fun. But
Awesome.
yeah, like I said last episode, that WoW does not hook me as much as ESO does. But I did give it a pretty good long go. For me, speaking from someone who had no experience with the nostalgia, the first time I ever played WoW was Legion. I think that that classic doesn't really do much for me. I don't know. It's just like, yeah, I could play the regular game and everything is kind of more ironed out and fancier and more convenient. I don't know. I don't see much to it. I would think it's more of a nostalgia thing, but I guess some of the systems, maybe I didn't play long enough to get to the end game and see what kind of systems work better than they do now. I'm sure there are some.
Yeah, I
don't
think
know.
it's something to do with like MMOs in general. Like, so like as an MMO continues on, there's just more they add and more balancing stuff and more additional levels. All that stuff gets added in, and it becomes maybe a little bit more over encumbering than like what people would really want. So they go back to these like, oh yeah, you're offering me what it used to be, which is a base package, but you could do so much in the base package, and maybe that's where it is. That's where kind of like that fun factor lives, really.
I think there's something to be said too, also for like what their target audience maybe was when it was first around,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Like it was
Yeah.
for deeper gamers, maybe like EverQuest type folks, kind of thing.
Right.
That had patience for things that weren't as handholdy and could be, surprisingly difficult to get together. And get organized, and the quest, didn't tell you exactly where to go. You had to go explore yourself, and you had to join communities in order to figure these things out, as opposed to making it more accessible over time by introducing newer things that make it that kind of break down those barriers to entry. So, what you experience is, what you might find is cool about it, might be something that somebody else hates about it,
Yeah, I think you've got to look at like the historical context that this game came out in. I mean, Tim mentioned EverQuest. WoW is like a cakewalk compared to EverQuest of the period, So,
Yeah.
I mean, it was a huge appeal to a mass audience that a lot of whom had never played MMOs before, or, were looking for something that was easier to play and less time consuming and less of a grind. Believe it or not, WoW was less of a grind than the other popular MMO of the era. So, and it's only become less of a grind over time, I think.
That's hard to imagine.
Yeah. Well, I think, I mean, like, I think going with what Kenny was saying, that the nostalgia is a big factor. I can't imagine it not being a factor with people going back to vanilla, but I do think that there is an element of, oh, wow, I actually really enjoyed this game better when it was just more streamlined and simpler, and then they
Okay.
added more mechanics to it.
Okay,
and
if
it
I were to
became-
like compare to something like nowadays, the resurgence of difficult games, you know what I mean? Like those are coming back. The things that
Yeah, your
we've
Dark Souls.
kind of moved away from.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dark Souls,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
those types of games are
Absolutely.
making a comeback, and it might be the same kind of idea as why something like WoW Classic is doing well.
Yeah,
Well, let me
absolutely.
ask you
Did
this,
Dark
then.
Souls or Demon Souls come out?
2012 was Dark Souls. Demon Souls must
Okay,
have been.
so
yeah,
I guess
2009.
my point here is just that like that shit's been happening for years. Like there's been quote unquote more or less difficult games coming out to appeal to people who have different levels of difficulty preference. And I think that the more things change, the more they stay the same. It's been like that forever,
Yeah.
And so there's just
Well,
like game
that's fair.
companies appealing to different.
Let me ask you
audiences.
this, because I'm curious. Other than
Sure.
WoW Classic being grindier, when you get to the end game and you're like doing a dungeon, like a harder dungeon together, is it like a lot more difficult to keep up your rotation in Classic than it is in.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't see. That's what I don't know. Like, is how different it is.
Well, yeah,
man.
things like crowd control, I think, are way more important in Classic WoW. Like, strategizing before the pool, all that kind of stuff is,
God,
to
I
me
can
at
remember
least,
that.
was a lot more important. I mean, I remember Wrath came out and it was just like, face roll for the paladins, right? Like that was the joke. But it really was in Wrath, and in TBC and the original WoW, it wasn't the case.
Yeah. So it was just harder to kind of pull that stuff off. So it was more rewarding when you actually did it.
Yeah.
I would imagine. Yeah.
I don't remember what version of the game it was that I went back, but I remember going through a dungeon, just a random pug, I think, with some people or whatever, and we were just rushing through this. It was level appropriate, and nobody was over geared or anything like that, and we were just rushing through pools. The tank was like,
God.
all right, I'm going to pull these 4 different groups at the
It's
same
so
time,
lame.
so you guys just burn them down. And I can remember, going into Shadow Labs or whatever in the
Yeah.
Burning Crusade, and we had to stop, prepare, know our roles, mark each of the enemies on one individual group, and make sure that we pulled them to a place where we didn't get any other ads in, because otherwise we would have gotten spanked.
Yep.
I mean, I think the latter is more fun, personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the best way in terms of my geekness awareness is comparing this is like me playing D&D 3.5 versus playing, D&D 5.0, which is basically, I mean, yeah. But I mean, there was far more things I felt I was accessible and could do in 3.5 versus 5.0, but they made things a lot more accessible. And I think that's what MMOs typically tend to do, is they make more expansions, is they make it more accessible and easier for people to get into, so that way they can get a larger audience.
Everybody wants money.
Yep.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think that's spot on. Yeah, totally.
But
Spot
that's
on.
also a good reason why they brought back WoW Classic, is because there was money to be made there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. They had a separate group of people that had already had a server running. That was the classic WoW. And they were like, oh, yeah, we need to. I mean, to my knowledge, they just wanted to capitalize. Well, also, there was something. Isaac, were you the one telling me? Someone was telling me about losing an IP potentially to that.
Oh, yeah. Well, so what you're alluding to, the fact that, that there's been sort of shadow community of people playing classic servers since, WoW Classic. I mean, they're just basically hacked server code and then they run it, right? And the issue was that, for years and years, people had been begging Blizzard to restart classic servers, and Blizzard had refused. But, there's this thing in law called squatters' rights, which you've all heard of before, which is basically if an owner of a property fails to remove people from their property, after a certain amount of time, like, the squatters get to live there. Like, it's their property. And the same thing applies to IP. So it was getting to a point, I think, with Blizzard where, like, if they didn't take on the role of making these classic servers, you could increasingly argue that they were basically giving up control over the IP to the people who were making these private servers. And, that's why, for example, Blizzard had to keep suing all these private server people, right? They had to keep suing them because if they just let it go, then at some point, the people who run the private servers could just say, well, you haven't fought it, so why, so it's ours now. And a judge could very well agree with them on that. So that's the other big part of it. I think that it's a huge money-making opportunity. I always thought it was a huge money-making opportunity for Activision Blizzard, and I'm glad they finally did it. But there's also a very real legal logic behind the decision to go ahead and make WoW Classic.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that, and I had never thought about it from that angle. You're absolutely right, though. Because a lot of people do that with a lot of, but a lot of them do it with dead MMOs or like ones that the companies are like, okay, we no longer support this. But they were like, hey, we're taking the classic code that we had for World of Warcraft, where we're having our own server. And yeah, that could potentially be squatters' rights. I mean, they could just stay there and potentially own that
I didn't
IP.
know that was a thing. Like, I knew that was a thing, and that squatters' rights was a thing. I didn't realize it could argue the same thing.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
All right, well, that was the WoW podcast.
Wow.
Let's have
Wow.
Ryan, why don't you dip into what you've been playing real quick, and then we'll get to the games about the games.
Oh,
what you
snap.
been playing?
Yeah, so I've been kind of dipping my toes back in. It's been about a year. So usually I was telling the guys through the text that I typically wait about a year before I revisit a game that I've already beaten. So I've actually been dipping my toes back into Doom Eternal again, which has been more fun than I remember.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's because I know what to expect the second time around, so I can... Doom Eternal was such a punishing game, I thought, when I originally played it. And now revisiting it, I'm like, why did I think this was so terribly difficult? Like, there is a lot of opportunity to get away and be able to do what you need to do in order to accomplish your goal. But every section, the thing I love about Doom Eternal, and Doom 2016 did this as well, it's not really, it is a combat game, but it's a puzzle game because you're trying to figure out the best path to get to what you need to be able to do to accomplish it. So it's like, do I take out these guys first and then go for this guy? Or do I go for this guy, go above them, go over here? Like, there's
Or do I kite around the fucking arena until
Exactly.
I manage to
There-
get enough
there-
ads to get my HP back?
Or it's like, hey, I got enough armor. Do I just tank the damage and just go balls to the wall? Like, there is a lot of ways you can tackle every single battle that they throw at you in this game. And it's just something of like, I'm enjoying myself for just thinking outside the box of like, oh, I can do this actually, which will get me over here and I'll be able to get them on this end. Like, the puzzle aspect of that game, I mean, like, the fact that there's literally a part where they have these swinging guillotine, like these like swinging like little what do you call it, the axes or whatever that swing, and pendulums, and you could shoot something and it makes them swing, so you can wait for the enemies to get near you and hit that.
Heck
to
yeah.
just kill them off. I mean, like, you could
Hell
just
yeah.
fight them if you wanted to. You don't have to do that, but it gives you that option.
Yeah, they give you a
Everything's-
lot of tools in that game.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can, like, handle each situation as it comes up.
Yeah, absolutely. And
That's what I was
it's-
just about to say. Is they make you kind of force you to use every tool and every weapon you have, and like all of them are useful. There's not like one like weapon in your wheel that cannot be used in a bunch of different situations.
That's why I always call Doom. I call Doom Eternal a fast-paced inventory management game.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because every enemy there's a rock paper scissors element to it, right? So certain enemies are more weak to X versus Y. So like you have to be able to switch between whatever you need that makes the most amount of sense for the combat that you're going up against. And it, like, even the exploration in that game, I forgot how good that is. Like, how much you can really go off the beaten path and go, holy crap, there's a secret over here. It really does give a lot of options to the player. And just the second time playing through, I feel more confident in my abilities to play the game, and knowing that it really does.
Interesting.
Like, it really
See?
does help.
See, maybe you should go back and fight Father Gascoigne again and see how it goes.
I will say I did try. I did try to go back through Bloodborne. I want to say like 3 or 4 months ago, and I literally kept dying to like just the basic villagers.
The trash mobs in the beginning.
At the beginning, I was. Just
Were
like,
you
all
using
right.
the hunter axe?
Let's not get into this right now.
So on something newer though, I've been playing this game called Rogue Book, which has been absolutely just like up my alley. It is a roguelike, obviously with the name Rogue, but it is a in the vein of Slay the Spire or Monster Train. It is a deck building fantasy roguelike game where you get cards and you use those cards against enemies to be able to just deal damage, defend, do what you need. But the cool aspect of it, and it kind of is like, I don't know if anyone's played Monster Train, but it allows you to take 2 people in the group with you, and what that does is it actually combines 2 separate card decks and adds them into your main deck, so different cards are for the different people in
Oh,
your
it's like
party.
Smash Up.
There you go. There you go. It's like Smash Up for the board game geeks.
Oh,
That's my
awesome.
favorite game.
I dig that. I'd try that. That sounds fun. Oh, yeah, it is. Man, when me and Kenny lived together, we played Smash Up all the damn time.
It's one of my favorite board games. Yeah, I
we
love that
probably
game.
played that game like 100 times. Like, no joke.
Yeah,
No, Ryan reminded me. Actually, go ahead, Ryan. Finish what you're saying.
No, I mean, like, no, absolutely. I think what's fun about it, though, for those who like Slay the Spire, it actually has more exploration because you actually have an overworld and you get to move around.
I see that. It looks like
and
hex
get to
design overworld
yeah,
kind of thing.
Yep. And the premise is you're actually on a book. So the idea is that you're exploring what's on the book itself. So the pages haven't been fully filled out, and you use ink in the game to fill out the pages to explore more. And you find more things and you venture further on the book itself as you advance. It is it is very well done. Like I am very impressed with it.
I'm looking at all
really
these
enjoying
games
it.
you've mentioned, and like Slay the Spire and Monster Train and Rogue Book, and they all look like they are mobile games that have been adapted for PC.
Man,
Yeah.
Slay the Spire is so good, though. I love that game.
I
gotta
wish
check it out.
Slay the Spire. I am so surprised Slay the Spire never hit mobile. It should have. I would have had that in a heartbeat. That would have been my go-to. I am need to waste time on my phone game.
That is odd. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Slay the Spire is the granddaddy of the deck building roguelike game. And then a lot of other games started to take that kind of page. But Monster Train was really fantastically done as well. It really had a nice little hook to it too. But yeah, this Rogue Book is really just sunk its teeth into me, and I've been enjoying the crap out of it.
Is Slay the Spire free to play?
On
Slay the
Xbox, Game Pass.
Yeah, if you have Game Pass, it's free to play.
I'm just saying it's in my Steam library, and I don't know why.
Oh.
Well, congratulations.
So yes, the answer is yes. It's free to play.
Yeah. It is
I
free to
think-
play. Turns out.
I think it's worth a try. It is, again, it's not going to be for everyone. Roguelikes obviously are never really for everyone. I totally get it if people don't like roguelikes. The other aspect is it's a card-based game, and you have to know how to min-max how you deal damage versus what cards you actually need in your deck. But man, I mean, it is when all cylinders are firing off and you made the just perfect deck, it is beautiful. It is so much fun.
Well, I just installed it while you
Oh
before
my
you started
God.
that sentence, so I
Oh
have
my
good
gosh.
internet.
There we go.
Nice.
So I'll try that out before our next episode.
Yeah, I would say give it at least try, because by base game it has actually 4 characters to choose from in between. Just try to play each one, see which ones you kind of jam
God.
with, and go for it.
I forgot to mention one game that both me and Isaac played in the past week, and Ryan has definitely played before.
Yep.
That Kenny still needs to jump on. We played Demio last night. Kenny, have we told you about Demio? I feel like we've neglected VR. In this
VR?
pod.
Yeah. I've watched some of the gameplay, yeah.
I feel like we've neglected VR in this podcast, and it's really a shame.
It's so fun.
Because, and you know what, there's a lot of people that hate on the Oculus Quest. Let me tell you, it is the most convenient way to play quality VR games, and I absolutely love it. Me and Isaac and another great friend of mine were just sitting in my living room last night while the ladies were off doing their thing, and we were just playing Demio together. Man, that game is so dope. It's just it's a dungeon crawler, and the best part is when you first log into it, you're in a basement. You're like in somebody's basement, and the game is on a table in front of you, and you get to like pick your character and move your little pawns around the dungeon, and it is challenging. It's fun. It's super strategic. If I had any complaints about it, it's just that there's not enough content, but there's new content coming out next week. I highly recommend anybody that has a VR headset to give Demio a try.
Is it co-op?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It
Up to
is.
4
Oh,
players.
okay, cool. Awesome.
I
super
would
fun.
not recommend playing that solo. It is one of the best co-op games. Me and Tim and some of our other friends have played it. We beat the first scenario, which was awesome. I've been trying to replay it again with my brother, And again, these are just, it's great because it's a way to connect. My brother lives in North Carolina. It's like, it's a great way to freaking connect and actually kind of interact with them.
Yeah.
And 2-player, it is so challenging, but we're getting so close. So we just keep doing it. Like, we're like, hey, let's play another round. Let's see if we can do
It's
it.
addicting.
Yeah,
Well, it's funny because me and
fantastic.
my brother beat it.
Were
Yeah,
you
I really-
Warrior Rogue? Was it Warrior Rogue? What were you-
It was
what-
Warrior
did we
Rogue,
do
and also
last night?
JK was there, so it was also.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not. Yeah, there you go.
Right.
No, I think that it does require at least 3. I think it makes it possible. But yeah, man, it is. God, I think it is the most. I mean, Half-Life Alyx is probably the best VR experience I've ever had. But this game is probably the most like fun multiplayer experience I've ever had on VR.
Yeah, I really need to trade in my Rift and get a Quest because
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
done. I'm done with all these damn wires.
Oh yeah,
and-
for sure.
Done!
You've got to do it, man. Just get it done.
I'm just so like happy that this stuff is coming out. I mean, I would not have thought it initially, but I am so impressed about how just seeing your companions' avatars in a game, playing with them, it just brings so much social enjoyment to the
Oh
experience.
yeah, for sure.
I mean,
Like, playing
it's
that.
huge.
Yeah, like just playing that putt golf game together.
Yeah.
Like you feel like you're there with your friends. You know what I mean? You got the voice
Yep.
chat. You can see each other's heads moving around and stuff. And I don't know. It's just this connection that you can't get with just
can't-
playing
yeah.
WoW with somebody or
It's totally
just on
true.
voice chat.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, like Facebook or not, I mean, with the Oculus, it really does make things seamless and it's very quick. Like you get into a game with someone, you're immediately chatting with them, you're immediately interacting. Like it is, there's not a lot of
you can do
setup.
public games in Demio too. You can just kind of load it up, and if you and your brother next time you're playing, play a public server. Because people will just randomly join in and they'll just start playing, and you can start hanging out and talking to them.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that it's just so well done. And Oculus, I really do hope that some other VR companies take a look and go, wireless really does seem like the way to go for VR, because you lose so much of what a VR's potential is being tethered to anything. And being able to just move around freely with the Quest is, I mean, it is no joke. One of the best. I've gone through a couple of the VR things. Is one of the best VR experiences.
Yeah, it's just a good feel. I've seen videos online of people like a guy just sitting at the airport playing with this Oculus Quest headset.
Yeah, for me, it's not even the being tethered to it that's the problem. It's like I just have all the stuff set up for audio production and gaming stuff and webcam, blah, blah, blah. So it's like every time I want to play the
Sure.
Oculus, it's a whole goddamn thing. I'm done with it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
That's your
it's,
homework, Kenny. You can
it's
give up
also-
on Chrono Trigger for now and just get yourself an Oculus Quest.
All right.
There you go. The other thing that's wild is it is insanely affordable. Like it is. I mean, for $300. I mean, and I mean, there are so many more expensive VR headsets that still tether you to stuff. They may have visually better quality, but I think that VR doesn't really need the biggest visuals.
We're still at the blossoming of the technology,
Yeah,
though. You
absolutely.
know what I mean? So
We're
it's just gonna get better from here.
Yeah, we're in the SNES era, I believe, of VR.
That's a good way of
where
looking
we're
at it.
We're 16-bit.
If I understand correctly, with the Quest, you have the option of playing it wirelessly, but you can also tether it up to your computer to take advantage if you have like
Yeah.
a really good graphics card like I do.
You can, yeah, you can absolutely do that. So you can
Yep.
play all those you can play like Half-Life Alyx on there.
That's how I Kenny. That is how I play Half-Life Alyx. Is on my Oculus Quest, and I have it just remote in, and it runs smooth.
Well, hot damn, I need to get one.
Oh man! Oh yeah, JK was telling me too. He likes to load up the movie theater app and then just lay in bed and watch Netflix in the movie theater. And I was thinking how dope it would be to watch episodes of Mystery Science Theater 3000 in the movie theater app, so I could be like in the
That'd
movie
be
theater
cool.
and then see
Get the
them in the
meta.
front seats of it. I gotta try this.
Get that meta.
That is
Do
what I'm
it.
doing tonight now.
Heck yeah.
All right, guys, I think it's time. We've gone about 50 minutes, so we need to get to these flippin' games to play these games about games, because that's what we do here on the podcast. Once again, if you want to send us your own games, trivia questions, Make up a game. We're making them up all the time, coming up with new things to play here. theleetistpod@gmail.com, @theleetist on Twitter. Hit us up. Today we have another game from Ryan, which every time we play this regular trivia at the top is called Are You Smarter Than Elite Gamer? Do-do-do-do-do-do. This is where we hum things and then I add music later.
Then we awkwardly
and then we edit it
mention
out
afterwards,
later.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We edit it out. That's what we do.
Actually, I've never edited it out. I just leave it.
Sweet.
All right,
We
I
like
will pass
including
it
these,
over. Pass it over to Ryan.
All right, so we have 3 challengers for this next one. So we're just going to do it in a kind of order. I'm going to go probably Isaac first. You're our guest. So we'll have you have first choice.
Man, let's spot first. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. So we'll go Isaac, we'll go, and then I'm just going to literally follow it down the line of the what's on Discord. So then Kenny.
Oh.
Sorry. That's how Discord chat shows it. Anyways. All right, so we got 3 categories here, 5 questions in each category. I'm going to allow you to choose which one you want to play. Each one gets sequentially harder. So if you choose 3, that's 3 points, and it's gonna be a 3 kind of. It's gonna be a little bit more difficult. So we have the categories are timeline troubles, synonyms.
What's the second one?
What was that again?
Synonyms.
Synonyms.
Like cinnamon or synonym?
Like synonym names.
Just like grammar used to make.
Like I was trying to be clever. Like I was trying to be clever with it, and it was just not happening. And finally, press my buttons.
All right.
All right.
All right. So,
man,
Isaac, would you
Yeah.
like timeline troubles, synonyms, or press my buttons?
Synonyms.
And would you like to do 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5?
I'll start with a 1. Try to figure out what's
All right.
actually happening here.
All right, so in synonyms, I am going to give you the synonym of the name of the game, and you're going to tell me the name of the game. So I'm going to give you the synonym version of the game, and you tell me the name. All right? Your
This is where I prove I'm not elite gamer.
All right, for
Go for
1
it.
point, the game title is Universal Outcome.
If you need time to think, don't worry about it. I can edit out long pauses.
Yeah. Universal outcome. Everything. I have no idea. Literally
All right.
no idea.
All right, Kenny, would you like to steal? Oh my God, with the
Yeah,
buzzer.
there we go.
I don't think I know that one either.
I have a guess. Can I guess
Give me a
just for the hell
second.
of
Give me
it?
a second. Give me a second. Hold on.
I
Universal.
kind of, universal outcome, and I kind of want Tim to guess if you don't know it.
Universal outcome. Universal.
I think you may know this.
World. No. I don't know. I'm not going to get it.
Tim?
Is it Mass Effect?
It is Mass Effect. I'm
Son
going to
of
give
a
you the
bitch.
point. I'm going to
Yeah.
give you the point.
Oh, shit, son.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to you because you earned it.
I earned
So that was universal
Wait.
outcome.
Help me understand that.
Because he stole it from Kenny and you.
I know, not the game rules. Like what? Like how does that tie back to Mass Effect?
It's the synonym for mass and the synonym for effect. Universal mass.
Synonym for mass is universal.
Yes. If you look it up on Google, that is what it comes out to.
Oh well, if I looked it up on Google,
It's almost
Okay.
like I literally went each individual word and made sure it was a synonym for the words.
All right.
Amazing.
There we go. All right, Kenny,
Yes, sir.
what would you like?
Oh, yes. I actually wrote down the categories this time because I forgot them all last time. Okay, let's do timeline troubles for 3.
Timeline troubles for 3. Timeline troubles. The way this works is I list 3 consoles or handhelds, and you tell me from earliest to latest the year, like the consoles that came out during.
Got it.
Like, so basically, let's start with 3 is Dreamcast, PS2, and Xbox.
Oh
From
my gosh.
earliest to latest, what was the
Ugh.
order?
Oh, my God in heaven. Okay.
This is hard.
Wait. Dreamcast, PS2, Xbox. I think that is the order. Dreamcast, PS2, Xbox.
That is correct. You got it right.
Nice.
Straight
Amazing.
on the order. Yeah, sometimes that can happen. All right, Tim.
Try to trick me.
Let's try synonyms for 2.
All right, Tim. Last make-believe.
Final Fantasy.
That is correct.
Amazing.
Oh, snap. Oh, man. Don't leave me alone in this category, son. I'm going to take it home.
All right, back to Isaac.
Well, it sounds like they get easier as you go higher. So let's do synonyms. Synonyms. Yeah, for 3.
All right. Isaac for 3. Era of domains.
Era of domains. Age of empires.
That is correct.
Nice.
Oh,
Amazing.
Wow. Okay.
I may have thought that universal outcome was actually easy. Maybe I don't know. Anyways.
I had to think about the different versions of the word mass.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought of mass for universal either, but if you say it's on Google, then maybe I'm just an idiot.
I think it was talking like masses in like mass hysteria.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what I mean?
oh, okay. See, that's probably what it was.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. All right.
It's both a noun and an adjective. Anyway,
I know words. All right.
I believe it's my turn.
Yes, Kenny. What would
I
you
will
like?
choose press my button for... Is 3 still there? Have we even done this yet? Press my button for 3.
I've not done it yet. All right, press my button. Kenny, I'm going to list a name of a console controller, and I want you to tell me exactly how many buttons, not including the analog or the digital pad,
Holy shit.
that controller has.
Okay.
You
Amazing.
also will get an additional bonus point. It's only one additional point if you can tell me the exact buttons that are on that controller.
Oh
Does
my
that make
God.
sense?
I think so, yeah.
All right. Your controller, how many buttons, again, not including the digital or the analog sticks,
Uh-huh.
is the Nintendo 64.
What do you mean the digital or the analog sticks? What's the
The
digitals?
D-pad.
Oh,
or
not the D-pad.
Not the
Okay.
D-pad or the analog stick.
Nintendo 64. I'm... 1, 2. Is it 10?
That is correct. It
Yeah.
is 10 buttons.
Amazing.
I'll
For a
try to
bonus
name.
point.
I'll try to name them, but I don't think I'm.
yeah.
I
All right,
don't
let's
think
do
I'm
it.
gonna remember. Is it? Oh man.
I know it.
Oh, wasn't there a C? Oh my fucking Christ! Stupid 64.
You fuck this up, I'm taking it.
C.
The bonus point cannot be stolen, unfortunately.
Yes,
but
it can.
Am
I
I
will-
remembering? Am I remembering this right? That it's like C up, down, left, right, and
Yes.
then A, B, and then R. Wait, is it R? Is it called R1? R1, L1. No. R L. I don't know. I'm not gonna get it.
That was close. I mean, RL and then Z. And then
You
start.
missed the
Oh.
Z button. Z was what we were looking for.
I
on
can't
that.
remember.
right,
I can't
there's
believe
only
I
one
even
trigger.
remembered the C
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, man. And that was, what number was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5?
That was 3.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right.
That seems about halfway difficult. I was worried it was 1, and I was like, oh, fuck, what is the second one going to be? Jaguar?
All right. Going on to Tim.
Let's do, oh, fuck, I'm going to be terrible at this. No, I'm not even going to do it. I'm not going to do timeline troubles because I'm bad at dates. Let's do, you know what? Press my buttons for 2.
All right. Press my buttons for 2. Your controller is the Sega Dreamcast.
Oh, fuck. 2 is the Sega Dreamcast?
It is the Sega Dreamcast.
Oh, man. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. 10.
Nope. It is not 10. Kenny, or no, Isaac. Sorry, Isaac. You get to steal.
You guess something
9.
close, there's a chance. Yeah.
9 is incorrect. It is incorrect. We are looking for 7.
I'm fairly
There
certain I
is-
never even saw a Sega Dreamcast controller in real life in my
I
Well,
think I
that
held
is-
one once.
That is a shame for all of you.
Gave him a Nintendo 64, and you made me on the easier question.
Yes.
You know what? I'm all right. I'm just bitter. Next.
Well, easier in my context because I know the Dreamcast all too well. So, all right. Next is Isaac.
Cool. I think the timeline thing sounds interesting. I'll take one for 5.
All
boy.
right. Timeline troubles for 5. All right. Again, you have to order this from earliest to latest.
All right.
All right. Ready? Atari Lynx,
Atari Lynx.
3DO Interactive Multiplayer, and the 32X.
32X, that's the Sega thing, right?
That is correct.
Okay, so the Lynx, the 3DO, and the 32X. So, okay. The Lynx was no, that wasn't the 64-bit. I think the Lynx came first. I'm going to say Lynx first, then 3DO, and then the 32X.
That is correct.
Get the fuck out of here.
That
Oh my
is
God.
correct.
Amazing.
Well done.
What is wild is the 3DO came out in, I believe it was May of, and then 32X came out in August of the same year.
Wow.
Yeah, I knew
So
that.
yeah, I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. All right. Well done. Well played,
The
Isaac.
Lynx, that was the old like Atari PC thing, right?
Yep, absolutely. All right. Next is Kenny.
Okay, sir. The button one's pretty hard. I'll go timeline troubles for 4.
Timeline troubles for 4. All right. Commodore 64, Atari 5200, and television.
That's
Shit balls.
that's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Commodore, Atari, and television. 64 and or Atari and television. I'll say I think this is totally going to be a guess. I'll say Commodore, Intellivision, Atari.
That is incorrect.
Damn it.
Tim.
I'm going to say in television Commodore Atari.
That is incorrect.
Fuck.
It is in television Atari Commodore.
Ah.
Unfortunately. But it was
It felt wrong. It felt wrong.
It felt wrong. Felt wrong. All right. Next is
Have any of you played the Coleco?
Was the
I
Coleco?
never.
the Coleco?
The Coleco in television?
Oh, yeah, we got an
Oh,
Intellivision.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. No.
I remember playing
no,
at a friend's
never
house when I
did.
was like 5.
We did have a Commodore 64. That's how you played Oregon Trail.
We had both an
Or
Atari
Dawn.
and an Intellivision, and I was so young then that I get all the games mixed up for both of those. I can't even.
Jeez. I don't know what we had. I know we had the Atari 400,
Yeah.
and then we got a Nintendo. I don't remember any other systems in our house besides that one. I don't know about you guys.
No, those were the only 2 we had as kids.
That was
All
good
right.
enough for us.
Next is Tim, right?
Hey, it is me. I'm going to go back to
Alright.
synonyms for. I'm going to do synonyms for 5.
All right.
Nice.
Synonyms for 5. Expired, standing up.
Expired, standing up. Expired. Standing up. Standing up. It's I don't know if this is a game or not. Dead Rising?
That is correct. It is
Oh,
Dead
yes.
Rising.
That is a game.
Amazing.
Well
What up?
played, Tim. All right. Going back to Isaac.
Yo. What's left on the timeline stuff?
We have 1 and 2 point for the timeline.
And what? I'm sorry. What's remaining on the other two?
Synonyms has a 4-pointer, and Press My Buttons has a 4 and 1, a 4, and a 5.
I'll take a 5 on Press My Buttons.
Oh shit!
Oh, okay. All right,
Yeah, why not?
Isaac.
Yeah.
Your
You?
controller. How many buttons? Again, not including the D-pad or analog sticks. The Panasonic 3DO.
Oh boy.
Oh god! They had controllers.
Yeah, I thought you'd use your brain.
It was really advanced.
This would just be a completely random guess. 8.
That is incorrect.
Yeah, that was a random.
Kenny, the Panasonic 3DO. How many buttons?
7.
That is correct.
Oh,
lucky guess.
7.
Amazing.
It is
No, I knew
7
that. That's my
buttons.
favorite console ever.
Well, because it's your favorite console ever, Kenny, can you give us the buttons for the buttons?
7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. X, Y, A, B, R1, L1.
There is nope. You have lost the game. The buttons on the Panasonic 3DO, as we all know, is the stop, play/pause button, A, B, C, left and right bumper.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Now on,
Amazing.
next is who am I on? Tim?
I think it's
No,
Kenny,
it's
'cause
Kenny. Kenny.
he-
Sorry.
Oh,
Kenny.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
sir. Can you tell me again what's left in Timeline Troubles? Is it just 1?
Timeline Troubles has 1 and 2 left.
Let's do Timeline Trouble 2.
All right, Timeline Troubles 2, Game Boy Color, Genesis Nomad, and the N-Gauge.
Jesus Christ. I thought it was supposed to be an easier one.
yeah, for real.
Genesis Nomad, Game Boy Color, N-Gauge. Genesis, N-Gauge, Game Boy Color.
That is incorrect.
Damn it.
Tim.
What?
Sorry, Isaac, do you
No,
want to steal
give it to
this?
me, God damn it. I'm gonna go Game Boy Color N-Gauge Genesis.
That is incorrect. It is
Yeah,
the Nomad Game Boy Color N-Gauge.
N-Gauge, yeah.
What
Maybe
were-
N-Gauge was last.
What is the? I don't even know that. Any of those except the Game Boy Color. Can you explain the other two to me?
The Genesis Nomad was a handheld Sega Genesis, literally a
Oh.
handheld Sega Genesis.
I thought that was the Game Gear.
Nope, Game Gear was actually its own thing. It was like a Game Boy
Yeah.
for the Genesis. The Sega Nomad was actually could put Sega Genesis cartridges into it, and you could play on
Son
the
of
go.
a bitch. That's amazing.
And how did
That
you
is
not
pretty
know
cool.
that? I used to own that one. Come on.
I had a Game Gear.
N-Gauge, no one cares about. That was Nokia's.
Oh, okay.
That was
Right.
Nokia's handheld. All right, on to Tim.
Synonyms for 4.
Catastrophe everlasting.
Catastrophe everlasting.
Don't you Google search this.
Yeah, he's
right
titling
No,
it in. That's
I am
bullshit.
typing it down so I can remember it and I can think of catastrophe.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm typing it in to Google to see what comes up for catastrophe everlasting. Let's see here, catastrophe. Destruction maybe. Catastrophe everlasting. Forever. That's something forever.
Batman Forever.
That must be it.
That is incorrect.
Catastrophe everlasting. I don't know. I don't know.
All
I think
right.
I've got this one if Isaac doesn't.
Going to, well, Isaac gets first crack. Well, Isaac gets only crack, but yeah.
Catastrophe. Something forever. Catastrophe. Apocalypse? No. I don't know.
All right, Kenny.
Is it BioShock Infinite?
No, it is
God
not.
damn it! That sounded so right.
It is a. I'll give a hint. I'll give a hint for this one. I talked about it extensively just recently on this podcast about what I've been playing.
I don't even remember what the clue was now because I just kept thinking BioShock Infinite.
Catastrophe everlasting.
You've been
Catastrophe
playing something
everlasting.
recently?
Doom Eternal.
Oh, Doom Eternal.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Mhm.
Damn it. Okay.
Doom Eternal.
Okay.
I'm gonna slow clap you.
I was pretty proud of that one. All right. Next is so that
Isaac.
was Isaac. All right, Isaac. I believe we have 2 for press my buttons: the 1-pointer and the 4-pointer, and we have 1 left for the timeline troubles. The 1-pointer.
You should know that the press my buttons 4 is probably going to be easier than the press my buttons 1.
Yeah, probably. Let's do press my buttons.
All right, press my buttons for the 4 or the 1.
The 4. The 4.
The
Yeah.
4.
let's-
All
let's
right.
Go big or go back.
All right.
It's the daily double.
It's the daily double. All right. All right. Press my buttons for 4 is the original PlayStation. The original PlayStation.
The original
controller.
PlayStation had 2 triggers and the 4 buttons, and no, did it have triggers? Oh, am I making that up? No, it did. And then so 1, 2. I'm gonna go with 8.
That is incorrect.
Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh.
Kenny.
tragedy.
Oh, that goes to me. Is it 10?
That is correct.
Hey!
And
Amazing.
You forgot
Can
start and select. Start,
No,
select.
he forgot R2 and L1.
Oh, did he?
Or L1 and R2.
And
or
there
whatever.
goes your bonus points chances.
Haha.
there,
I was about
Kenny.
to say it right then.
Nope, you can't get it now.
Wait,
You
did it
cannot
have
get
bumpers?
it. It did.
had-
It had 4 bumpers actually. L1, R1,
Oh.
L2, R2. Even the original
thought
had
that-
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Right on.
All right. Sorry, Kenny,
think-
you lost your bonus point chance.
I thought
though.
you said you can't get the bonus on a steal anyway, didn't you?
Strategically keeping
Oh, was
you
that
guys from
steal?
answering
All
these
right.
questions.
Anyways, I don't know where I'm at anymore. All right, going to Kenny.
Okay.
You have press my buttons for 1 or timeline troubles for 1. That's all that's left.
All right, let's do timeline troubles for 1.
Timeline troubles for 1. The NES, the Game Boy Color, and the Virtual Boy.
NES, Virtual Boy, Game Boy Color.
Amazing.
That is correct. Hold on. Sorry. I literally typed this in wrong. Sorry.
Oh,
Let's just, you would get this anyways. It should have been NES, SNES, Virtual Boy, and you would have got that right anyways. So yes, you got it. All
Yeah,
right.
good job. Yay.
Yay.
All right.
I don't know.
I
where
guess the
was
last
going
press
with that.
my buttons then comes to me, right?
Yes, sir. So your
All right.
last press your buttons is the NES controller, the original Nintendo controller.
Let's see. It had an up, up, a down, down, a left, right, a BA, and a start select.
That is correct.
So yeah, that's my answer to that.
What-
It had. Well, then it had 4, right? A, B,
That-
start select.
That is correct.
Amazing.
It did have 4, and it was 8. You said it. You say it again.
A, B, start, select.
That is correct.
All
For the
right.
bonus point for Tim. All right. So let me talks amongst yourselves. While
Let's
I
have the judges
calculate
tally
this,
up those scores now.
and talks amongst yourselves while I do this.
So I was actually just real quick. I thought that comment that Ryan made earlier on Doom Eternal was really interesting. I think I'm going to try it again because I actually did not finish Doom Eternal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I literally got to the last level of Doom Eternal, and I was like, "Fuck this game, I'm done."
it's really
You're
good.
gonna
It's a tough level.
DLCs are really good too. They're hard as shit, but they're good.
I actually haven't made my way through the DLCs yet. I really like Doom Eternal a lot, but I don't know. I think by the time I started up the Doom Eternal, I might have talked about this already, but by the time I started up the DLC for it, I was like, okay, more dancing. Like I know nothing came out that was like cool enough to make me go, this is worth continuing to do. You know. At
All
least
right.
not right
I've
away.
calculated the totals. All right, guys. Isaac, you had 8 points. Kenny, you had 11 points.
Mm.
Tim, you had 12 points. You're the winner.
Oh, one goddamn point.
Amazing.
Thank you, Nintendo.
Yeah, an NES controller.
Congratulations, Tim.
Oh my God. Hold on, guys. I gotta call my mom.
So does that mean I am not smarter than Elite Gamer?
No, you are. You did it. You got 8 points.
okay.
There you go.
I think that was a respectable showing, Isaac.
It was.
Hey.
You seem like a guy who's played
Oh,
a game
thanks.
or two before.
Thanks, guys.
All right, it is the time in the show when we get to slap a debate. Insert bass sound, as usual.
I mean, we could. You know, what we should try doing after he says "slap a debates." We should try like doing a drum line. So just.
Yeah, once
see if
again, when I say insert bass sound, I meant after. I'm not asking you guys to do a bass sound, but that's fine. Okay.
Yeah, whatever. We know what you mean.
Ryan won't stop doing a bass line.
So,
That's fun.
So who's judging this one? Okay, let's hold on.
tattling.
oh, that is a question, isn't it? I don't know. Which one of you guys want to judge Isaac and I?
I think we could agree on a winner. What do you think?
Yeah,
we
I
we
think
could confer afterwards. We could debate how their debate went.
Exactly. We'll talk. We'll talk about it.
Oh, wow. So meta.
Yeah, this is great. This is going to be wonderful. Okay, so y'all, Isaac and Kenny, y'all, just in case anybody wasn't aware, we are in Tennessee, are going to debate the best third game. So in the series that ends with, like, I don't know, Title 1, Title 2, and then Title 3, the third iteration of the game. What is the best 3 game that ends in 3? And we'll go ahead and who wants to go first? Isaac went first on he went first on trivia. So who wants
I'll
to
go first. That's fine.
I'll snap. Okay. Then I will open up a timer here, and I will start a 1 minute timer. Kenny, go ahead and tell us what you think.
Okay, so in these debates, obviously I've done it a couple times, and there's 2 ways to go. There's a way to go where we kind of do it for the funnies, like Noob Saibot, and then there's a way to go for I want to win this thing, like Psycho Mantis last time. This time I'm going for the I want to win this thing, and the easy choice when you're doing that is obviously Grand Theft Auto 3. Grand Theft Auto 3 is the third entry in Grand Theft Auto and completely changed the game, completely changed games in general from that point forward. They took a game that was a top-down, run around, steal cars, old kind of little 2D style, and turned it into something that would influence like every open world genre was invented there. It spawned a whole genre of games and was the funnest thing in the world. It was the number 2 reason people got a PS2 other than a DVD player. The reason I got one was for Grand Theft Auto 3. That's the reason you wanted that box. So when you heard about this game, when you saw this game running and saw that there was this big open world, you can run around, do everything, rip people out of cars, drive around, go anywhere you want.
All right, there's your minute.
Okay.
All right, we got the first minute done. Kenny says GTA 3. Isaac, minute goes to you to introduce your best 3. You can go ahead.
Yeah, Warcraft 3. And yes, I am a Blizzard fanboy. But I do think that, Warcraft 3 is I mean, first of all, the Warcraft franchise was incredibly fun and enjoyable. But I think one of the great things about Warcraft 3 is that it opened up the storyline that ended up becoming one of the biggest game franchises ever. World of Warcraft, obviously. I mean, so much of the lore is based on what happened in Warcraft 3, and additionally, I think it set a standard for PC games to be accessible to people with any kind of hardware, and I think that's been a really good philosophy for PC gaming since then. It's got a great storyline. It explores like a bunch of different mechanics with different. It introduces the notion of classes and races into the game. And in general, I spent hours and hours. And let's not forget that like every MOBA you've ever played started off evolved from Warcraft 3. So
All right.
Warcraft 3 is my choice.
There you go. You got your first minute. Isaac says Warcraft 3. Kenny says GTA 3. You guys go at it.
Well, I think Warcraft 3 is a little bit of a encapsulates when we're talking about gamers and the gaming industry. It's kind of centered on PC gaming, right? Whereas Grand Theft Auto is kind of a bigger thing that hit PC and consoles, and everybody got to play this game. It's kind of more of a iconic thing that really changed games more in a way than, I guess, you could argue that Warcraft changed PC gaming and MMOs, but I think when we're talking about best ever, I think that Grand Theft Auto kind of gets the crown a little bit more for being like taking over a bigger sect of gamers around the globe, I think.
Can I ask something just to clarify real quick? When it first came out, did it come out on PC?
I don't know. I know it was there eventually, but I don't know the answer to that question. Fact checker?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think I'm seeing here that it came out a year after it was released on consoles.
Gotcha.
Well, I totally agree that GTA sort of founded a genre to it, open world gaming, and brought it to a mass audience. I also think that, Warcraft 3 ended up being like setting a. God, I'm really sucking at this debate because I don't give a fuck enough. Let's see here.
I've done that before.
All right. Well, Kenny won.
I did that with Noob Sidebot, but you could. My tactic was then to just shit as much as I could on the other person's game. So.
I never played
Or
GTA
character.
3, so maybe that's my problem. No, I mean, it's those are excellent points, and certainly that game, the GTA 3, was extremely influential and spawned a franchise that is certainly one of the most valuable ever, except for perhaps the Warcraft franchise.
Well, what did Warcraft 3 do that elevated like from 1 and 2, or that elevated the game from 1 and 2 and changed it?
Yeah, so Warcraft 3 brought narrative, I think, a lot more narrative depth to the Warcraft series. So Warcraft 1 and 2 were very thin on narrative. There was references to some main characters, but Warcraft 3 built a world, and it built characters for that world. And then it didn't leave them there to die. It ended up, using them over and over again in future games. So it serves not just as like a cool game unto itself, but a foundation of graphical style, narrative, story, and mechanics that I think sort of resonates through the ages. I mean, still, when you're playing World of Warcraft in 2021, you're referring back to this game that was released in, I think, 99. And it continues to be this game that just reverberates through the various eras of PC gaming.
Well, I'm gonna say,
and I'm not even a MOBA player, but again, I want to point out Dota, Defense of the
That's
Ancients,
true,
came
yeah.
out of Warcraft 3, League of Legends, Dota 2, the now gone but hopefully resurrected Paragon of Epic Games. There's a whole. It spawned an entire new genre of gaming, and that's nothing to I don't know, insert cliche here.
sneeze at.
Yeah, there you go.
I think sneeze at is what we were looking for. I can
All right, so
dub it
That's
in. Make it
nothing
sound like
to
you said
sneeze
it.
at.
All right, guys. So each of you go ahead and take 1 more minute to give a closing argument, and then we'll conclude this bad boy. Kenny.
Okay, well, I think that Grand Theft Auto 3. You'd say it spawns kind of the new MMOs that are out now, but now everyone, so many freaking gamers around the world look forward to the next Grand Theft Auto game, the next whatever Rockstar is working on, and it all kind of spawned from this GTA 3 and what it did to gaming, what it did for open worlds, spawning open worlds in general. It gave you freedom that you never had in a game before, and I think when you're talking about best ever on a list like that, I think it would be a shame not to see Grand Theft Auto 3 at the top.
I think that even though I agree with you that it made open world gaming, it set a standard for open world gaming. I also think that Warcraft 3 set a standard for accessibility in gaming. I think that GTA to this day is still, I think it's relatively inaccessible as a franchise, frankly. Whereas I think that Blizzard continues to be a company that really specializes in bringing in the noob and nurturing that person and making them a fan of the franchise and giving them something that they can do. And I think that Warcraft 3 really hits all those buttons by providing a very rich narrative, obviously different difficulty levels and so forth. And then, finally, like it is a storied history again, as it's like the mother of all of the MOBA genre. So I think that brings. That's not anything to sneeze at.
Wow, man, this was a good debate, Ryan. Man, what did you think, man?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think that they had really good arguments on both sides.
I feel like we're going to commentators in the booth.
Yes.
That's exactly what's happening right now. You need to shut up and wait your turn.
Tim, I think that they had some really good debates here.
I don't know. I've never played either of those games, but they sure sounded confident.
Oh my God. This is one for the ages, they say.
Okay.
So I didn't really hear a lot from either side of what made that game actually good, like why the third version was good. I heard what it did for other games of the genre, but I didn't really hear much from any of you guys of like, why is the third one the best? Like, why is this a really good 3 game? Like, what was it in this game that made it really good?
I think Isaac's introduction to the narrative of Warcraft 3 was pretty apparent. I think
that's
you
what
made good points on that it really did expand the storyline. And as a person that played Warcraft 3, oh my God, definitely coming from Warcraft 2, where the most exhilarating part of that was building was seeing if you can get exploding sheep. Was that Warcraft 2? I think that was Warcraft 2. Dodging exploding sheep. To Warcraft 3, where each level started with like a storyline, like the characters in the levels were talking and evolving and changing from each level they were on. Yeah, it was definitely a hugely narrative game. I agree that both of them were crazy influential. I think that's super important. I mean, GTA 3 inspired, how many people were like, Cyberpunk better be like GTA. You know what I mean? How many people said that kind of thing? Like, I want to have those aspects. People didn't like Cyberpunk because it wasn't GTA enough. You know what I mean? And what the online GTA community that exists now is, of course, huge and is carrying this, that franchise from one game alone into its 9th year, I think, at this point. And but at the same time, Warcraft 3 did inspire MOBAs. I mean, MOBAs, you can't say that's any small feat.
It's nothing to
sneeze at.
Yeah, you can't say it's a small feat because you're not allowed to sneeze at it, and it's those are huge, like huge. And it did inspire World of Warcraft, which is the biggest, most successful MMO of all time, right?
No, I mean, I agree. I didn't hear much on the games themselves. I think Isaac talked more about the actual game than what Kenny did on Grand Theft Auto 3. Like, why do I care about the third Grand Theft Auto game itself, not what it did, but like, why do I care about this game? Kenny, you or Isaac, you at least gave me there was a really good narrative that was happening in that game. There was something there. So for that, from my perspective, Isaac, you win just by giving me at least something to say why the third one is the best. I don't give a shit like what it did for the rest of the games. I wanted to know what was the best three, and
I think I'm gonna agree. I think they
RoboCop
both
3.
made really good arguments. I think they both made really good arguments for what they did for the franchise. But Isaac definitely went deeper into what made Warcraft 3 a great game. So I'm gonna give it to Isaac as well. I think we're going to declare Isaac the winner of today's debate.
I sneeze at your decision, sir.
I chew at you, sir.
You know what? I really didn't. I didn't think. I kind of just figured that everyone knows what the game is like.
Well, that's
You know what I mean?
interesting.
I don't know.
I never played GTA 3, but I think that it's
Well, it's
kinda
like
goes
GTA.
back
It's like
to-
the other ones. You know what I
I
mean?
didn't
It's not
either.
that much
Like for
different.
me, the big influential one was Vice City. Like I didn't know anything about
and
3.
that's
like,
really like, I mean, and I wasn't going to argue against you on that, but like Vice City, I think actually was the catalyst for the more Grand Theft Autos. I don't think if Grand Theft Auto 3 happened and they didn't really follow up with a strong follow up like Vice City, I don't think the series would have continued on.
Yeah, but it was the catalyst for Vice City, though.
I think Vice City took the game engine of Grand Theft Auto 3, but really applied a lot more into it. Like, come on,
hey, it
man.
introduced
Like,
a
would
whole
you
lot of
rather-
storyline and
would-
narrative.
like,
Does it
if
sound
you-
familiar?
if you really had to go back and play Grand Theft Auto 3 or Vice City, which one are you going to play? Like,
I'd probably play Vice City, but we're arguing threes, and I think that if you went back and played both, you'd see that they're not that much different.
there actually is quite a bit of difference between like going through Liberty City and Vice City. Like there's very much differences. And-
Vice
Yeah, it
City
is a
was
better game.
Scarface.
I think
You
it is
got
a
to
better
play
game.
through Scarface.
yeah,
Who would love
Briefly, what would Tim and Ryan? What would you guys have chosen? Best
Holy
three.
shit! I didn't even think about it.
Well, so Tim, in the text thread, you saw what I would have said Super Mario 3. Hands down. What Super Mario 3 really took the Mario element and was like, cool, man, we're gonna go like hardcore into this weird. Yes, we took 2 and we made it out of a different game, and that was weird enough. But like, let's make this fucking weird.
Okay.
And that's what Super Mario 3 did, and to a degree of like so much flexibility in a Mario game, to be able to like choose the different suits, to be able to like fly. I mean, even fly in that game is astounding for an NES game. Granted, it was a late NES game. It came out pretty much on the heels of the SNES coming out and Super Mario World coming out, but it really, I think that I replay that game constantly.
I would maybe. Oh God, this is just off the top of my head, but I have to say that The Witcher 3 was a pretty hugely successful, like game, and not only because of
Gwent.
It's not like not just because of Gwent, the greatest mini game in history, but it's the result of like the culmination of of getting a lot of good ideas right and also introducing new ideas to it. And I think The Witcher 3 did a great job creating an adult narrative.
Interesting.
In a really well-fashioned game that, granted, has a little bit of Ubisoft annoying random fetch quest kind of things in it, but beyond all that, it's got a fantastic narrative. It's got great original gameplay. And when we're talking about inspired one of my favorite fucking shows on Netflix. So, I mean, I'd say that's a pretty powerful contender for the best 3.
Interesting.
And I think we have to also mention Fallout 3, obviously.
Well, I thought about that one too.
Yeah. I mean, Fallout 3 it's good. It's just, man, again,
It was so buggy.
It falls in the same category for me as like Grand Theft Auto 3 or Vice City. I'd rather play New Vegas than Fallout 3.
Yeah, but we're talking about best 3, though.
Yeah,
we're not talking about those games.
I get that. I get that. But like for me, Fallout 3 didn't give me as much of a like, oh my god, this is the best 3 punch as say my Mario 3 or even Witcher 3. I totally agree with what Tim's saying with what it was able to accomplish. I think Fallout 3 took it was a big jump, right? Because we went from an isometric game that was a lot more kind of statistically based, and like you have to really know what you're going to be doing in that game. I mean, I don't know. Did you guys ever
successfully evolve the series into like the next generation kind of?
They made it a first person shooter.
It was like moving from Final Fantasy 6 to Final Fantasy 7.
I think that's a fair comparison. Yeah,
or like moving from GTA 2 to GTA 3.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I think it's cool that we both kind of thought about this the same way, Kenny, regardless of what the judges thought. Like, I think there's value in looking back on these games and thinking about like the incredible amount of
influence,
precedent, and the influence that they created, like for the future of gaming. So
sure.
So I'm down with GTA 3 100%.
Huh.
I'm
going to go ahead and say I won.
Good job, Tim.
All right, Kenny, your homework is to play Warcraft 3.
Oh, boy.
So what are we on now? Let's see. You got to get Warcraft 3. You got to get an Oculus Quest, and you got to do Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger, yeah.
I guess for each one, you can just tell me I got to play the next Metal Gear Solid game.
All right, we're getting pretty late in the show. I think we're going to do Tim's game.
Oh,
and we'll call that the last thing of the day. We had another idea that we'll probably save for next time, but Tim has a brand new game, which he has titled, I forget, Tim.
I gotta look it up because it's a tongue twister. I can't remember what it's called.
Hold on,
it's called Bag Tag Blab.
Bag Tag Blab.
Bag Tag Blab is the name of my game.
I'm gonna have some like weird, stupid horn sound for that one.
This game is one that I invented and told the guys about. In messages where the way this is gonna work is I've got 20 games, and depending on how fast this goes, I think it's gonna go pretty fast, but. I got 20 games, all from that are available on Steam, and I have picked out what I think is the only necessary tags necessary to read out and have people correctly guess which game those tags are applied to. And to make it a little bit easier, you can just guess the series of games. You don't have to guess the specific game. So if there are games that, like if I were to say, I don't know, let's look up a random game in here. If I were to go to here we go. This will work. Yes, let me just tell Steam that I was born in 1932 to move on to this. If I said open world, parkour, hacking, stealth.
Dying Light?
Nope.
Parkour.
Yeah.
Dishonored.
Well, it was Watch Dogs we're going with. So that's
I
just grabbed that one out of nowhere.
Wait,
yeah,
you
hacking.
said stealth?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's stealth in Watch
Sorry,
Dogs,
this is
yeah.
fucking tag. It's like the sixth one down. I don't know. So there's stealth in there. Anyways, that's what we're going for. And so, and what I'm going to do is basically, if it gets to that point that we're confused, I'll go ahead and tell you the publisher of it and the release date kind of thing to bring it together. And in order to keep this a little bit easier than how I did last time, I was sure to grab all games from all of y'all's Steam libraries. I've looked in your Steam libraries, and at least one of you has played each of these games for at least 3 hours.
Awesome.
All right, that's awesome. Good job.
This time I've done my homework. So
how much was that? Like, I'm gonna play this game, then I'm gonna go to bed.
Are we
machine?
Are we shouting out the answer or going one by one?
Yes, so this is how we're gonna do it. Yeah, I want it to be a blab. So it's grab, bag, tag, blab. So whoever blabs out the correct answer first gets the point. Okay.
Good luck on judging that.
Yeah.
How many how many answers are we allowed, or is it one? And if you're wrong, that's it.
You can keep on guessing.
Sweet.
Yeah. Sure, why the hell not? Let's see how it goes. I mean, if it doesn't go well, then it doesn't go well, but here we are. Okay.
All right,
so number 1, dark fantasy, difficult, lore rich.
Dark Souls.
Dark Souls.
Yeah, Kenny got that. Dark Souls.
Ooh,
All
Kenny.
right, so you got a point for Kenny.
I put a couple hours in that one.
Yes, you did. Oh, yeah, and they don't get super hard until the end. The last 5 are difficult ones. I'll throw that one out there right now.
Gotcha.
Okay, so for Kenny, we've got 1, and I'm keeping track of this here. So just give me a second. All right, next up. open world, fantasy, moddable.
Skyrim.
Yep, Isaac got it. Skyrim. There we go.
Moddable,
Well played.
yes.
Yeah, moddable I thought was going to be a dead giveaway. Oh, yeah, after moddable was Lore Rich and then Dragons. So,
Ah,
you know.
yes.
All right, number 3, here we go. Zombies, co-op, FPS.
Left 4 Dead.
Ooh.
Dying Light.
Isaac and
Left
Ryan
4
kind of both said that
Oh,
at the
okay.
exact same time.
That's why I said good luck.
Oh, yeah.
Left 4 Dead.
All right. Hold on. Let's do a tiebreaker on that one. Let's say, okay, give me whoever gets the closest to year and month of release of the original Left 4 Dead.
Ooh.
We'll get this.
2016 November?
Left 4 Dead came out in
The original.
the original Left 4 Dead came out in 2014 in November.
Hey, Isaac, what did you say?
2016 November.
It came out in November in 2008, according to Steam.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So Ryan gets the point on that.
Almost way off.
Yeah, you were way off.
I knew that,
month,
actually.
though. We both got the month, which is wild.
Yeah, which is really weird. Okay. Next up. Okay, this is working out, so I'm happy. We've got great soundtrack, atmospheric, adventure platformer, cute,
Oh.
Celeste.
puzzle platformer, family friendly, Metroidvania, side scroller.
Great soundtrack.
Two brothers.
is-
Brothers, a tale. Brothers? What is that game
No,
called?
It's not side scroller.
It's a
Nope.
side scroller. It's great soundtrack. Is what I'm.
Is
trying
it
to
the
think
same kind of Transistor or what's the other one?
of. Bastion?
All right, so
No, it's not
the
Bastion.
developer is Moon Studios GmbH,
Oh, wait.
and publisher is Xbox Game Studios.
Ori.
That's right. Ryan got it. Ori and the Blind
right on.
Forest.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have platformer, puzzle, dark humor, female protagonist, sci-fi, physics, funny, first person, 3D platformer, story rich.
Cyberpunk?
I can go through them again if you want.
Platformer and first person.
Platformer, first person, female protagonist, funny.
Sci-fi, physics, funny.
Oh, Portal?
You got it. Ryan's got
Oh.
Oh,
it. There you go.
obviously. Good job.
All right. This one, I hope I get to go through all of them on this one. This is great.
Am I an
Okay.
asshole for not knowing that Portal had a female protagonist?
No, I think you only get to realize it once when you can see your reflection. Or
Oh,
something
okay.
at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's really hard to see yourself unless you're really trying to.
Gotcha.
All right. So next one, RPG, superhero, single player, mature, turn-based, comedy, dark humor.
South Park, Stick of Truth.
He's got it.
South Park.
He's got it.
Yeah, it's like
you said you
the
could just say the
one,
thing, yeah.
I was going to keep on going with sexual
Yeah.
content, Illuminati, satire, and memes.
South, yes.
I was thinking of the Dungeon of Nihilbuch.
All right, next one. Oh, Ryan
It's a
is,
game. It's a good game.
Ryan is knocking this one out. You guys got to catch up. Next one is shooter, survival, PvP, tactical, competitive.
PUBG?
PUBG.
That's right. Isaac got it.
Damn it.
PUBG.
Fuck.
Well done.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was like, I don't know.
All right, next. We're on number 8. Difficult, roguelike, Souls-like,
Hades.
hack and slash, Roguevania, procedural generation, pixel graphics, replay value,
FTL.
single
No.
player, 2D.
Oh, crap. What's it called?
Rogue,
Not
oh,
FTL,
Assault and
but-
Sanctuary. Assault and Sanctuary?
Mm-mm.
Damn.
No,
Oh, wait. Dead Cells.
Kenny got it. Dead Cells.
Ah.
Yeah. Well done.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
You guys totally listened. You are catching up.
It's hard to think this fast.
Open world survival craft.
Valheim.
Online co-op.
Valheim.
Oh, Kenny took it. He got it real quick.
Oh, damn it.
I had like 12 more tags to go through. I only got through like one.
Open world survival craft. Like,
Yeah, that was pretty crazy that was the first one. I figured that was going to give it away, but whatever. I've also put sailing and fishing on there. So, all right, number 10. Strategy, turn-based, historical.
Civilization.
His civilization.
And he got it. Civilization.
No.
Oh man, this is good. All right,
Yeah.
number 11. Turn-based combat, dungeon crawler, roguelike.
Darkest Dungeon.
Darkest Dungeon.
Kenny got it again.
I was trying to think.
Kenny's
of
in the
name of
zone.
it.
Kenny pulls into the
I
lead.
am,
with
I am now
5.
focused.
All right. Number 12. Early access. Choices matter.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Kenny got it. Baldur's Gate 3.
What?
How do
Early
you get
access.
choices matter from Baldur's Gate 3?
I mean,
I did
yeah.
probably
it's
pull it from his game list.
from my list, and it's in early access, so that's pretty easy.
All right. Shooter. Loot. Comedy.
Borderlands.
Enter the
Borderlands.
dungeon.
Kenny got it with Borderlands. 14. Fast-paced. Rhythm. Moddable. Swordplay.
Beat Saber.
Isaac
Oh,
got it with Beat
I
Saber.
knew that. I knew that. I couldn't think of the fucking name for a second.
Multiplayer. Competitive. Team-based. Soccer. Racing.
FIFA.
Rocket
Team Fortress
League.
2?
Rocket League.
Rocket League. Oh.
Who said Rocket League first?
Not me.
Yeah.
Was that Ryan?
I screamed it.
Okay, buddy. Good job. You got it. All right, so we're in the last 5. These ones are these are more difficult, but they're on your lists.
All right.
So,
All right.
walking simulator, short,
Death Stranding.
exploration, female protagonist.
Gone home. Gone home.
Oh,
Kenny got it. Gone home.
damn it.
No, I never played that one.
It's good.
All right,
It's good.
Here comes a good one. Anime, visual novel, free to play, cute,
Oh,
romance,
Jesus.
psychological
it?
horror, violent, sexual content.
I
Gore.
know this one. Fuck.
All right,
Yakuza.
who here is playing hentai
Doki
games?
Doki something something master. Doki Doki.
You know what? I think it is one of the Doki Doki games, so I'm going to go ahead and allow that one. It is Doki Doki Literature Club. Isaac
Oh,
gets
That's
a point
it.
for that.
All right, who's playing the hentai games in the
Oh, if
Steam
you haven't played
library?
Doki Doki Literature Club
Doki
yet,
Doki's
man,
awesome. You should check it out.
You really should
good.
check it out. I
Yeah.
don't, I've never played any other games like that or since, and it's amazing.
Yep.
Great soundtrack, female protagonist, cyberpunk, sci-fi,
Is it
story-rich,
Cyberpunk?
isometric, action, narration.
Transistor?
Ryan got it. Transistor.
Never played
There
it.
we go.
Ah.
All right. Comedy, indie, walking simulator, psychological, first person, funny.
Oh, Stanley.
Stanley Parable.
That's right. Ryan got it. Stanley Parable.
Oh, right on.
All right.
Nice.
Last one. Base building, resource management,
Fortnite.
Rust.
crafting, survival, open world,
Fallout 76.
automation, sandbox,
Oh, what's that stupid
Casual.
game? you
Fuck, what is
like?
that called?
Pixel
That
graphics,
Stupid game like you
trains,
like.
2D.
I know exactly what it is. I just can't remember the name of the
I have
stupid-
talked about this game ad nauseum.
I know.
With all of my friends.
Locomotion.
Factorio?
Isaac got it. Factorio.
Factorio.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. Tim has talked about this game nonstop.
That
Yeah.
fucking game is incredible. That's why I've talked about it nonstop.
It looks cool.
I was going back thinking about when we talked last time about if we had to play a game for a year. I think I could actually do Factorio for an entire year. Like the game's that good.
There you
All right.
go.
So, anyways, the results: Isaac with 5, Ryan with 7, and Kenny is our winner with 8 points.
Oh,
Oh
right.
my
ass.
God,
Nice.
came down to that one.
Yeah.
Hey now.
Nice. Man, that's
Awesome.
crazy.
Well done,
That's a-
gentlemen.
That's a fun game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
good
I
job,
like that
Tim.
one a lot.
Well, then it'll have to make a resurgence next time. Maybe
It
next
will
time. Maybe I'll,
indeed.
Yeah.
save it, for special
Well,
occasion.
yeah, Isaac, thank you for joining us today. I had a lot of fun
Yeah,
debating
thanks,
you.
Oh man,
It was a good
thank
time.
you guys so much for having me. This was a ton of fun, and I've been listening to your podcast while playing WoW Classics. So
we have a fan.
It's been awesome.
Yay.
Awesome.
Yep.
We'll
I
get you on
followed
both
you
so
and
we can,
everything.
Awesome. Congratulations on your debate win.
No, thank you.
Congratulations on the new gig, and
Yeah.
Oh, appreciate that. Appreciate
Hopefully
that.
you can come back next time when we are in person
Yeah, I would
doing
like.
this
I would like that. Yeah.
and defend your title. And Tim's game today was great. And if you have any ideas for great games and trivia questions, debate topics, of course, theleetistpod@gmail.com, @theleetist on Twitter. I always forget to do that and have to do it in header and at the end and beginning of the show. I have to tack them on, but I remembered this time because I'm smart man. So join us next week on The Leetist, and everybody here can say goodbye for now.
goodbye for now.
Goodbye for now.
Goodbye for now.